Bizarre.
Heidi ho, my fellow miscreants. Lucy here with some more knowledge you can't get in college. So, you want to know what the Bible says about abortion? Great. Just let me find the exact verse that says, "Thou shalt not." Oh wait. That's awkward. There isn't one. Okay, before we start, let's just acknowledge that the Bible is kind of a choose-your-own-adventure book for morality. One part says, love your neighbor, and another part is all, stone that guy for working on the Sabbath. And when it comes to abortion, well, it's almost like they forgot to include a chapter. Maybe Moses dropped that tablet? Who knows? There is this one passage in Numbers about how to handle a suspicious wife. Spoiler alert. It's not a trust-building exercise. They literally make her drink a potion to see if her womb curses itself. So, basically, biblical Maury Povich. You are not the righteous childbearer. Was this the first ever gender reveal? If the baby disappears, congrats, it's no one's problem anymore. The Bible doesn't mention the word abortion, but that hasn't stopped people from pulling out random verses and slapping an anti-abortion sticker on them. Like Psalm 139 verse 13. For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. Knitting? That's cute. God's over here crocheting souls like a grandma on Etsy. But fun fact, no one ever mentions the shipping policy. What happens if you return to sender? And speaking of being knit together, let's talk about the whole when life begins debate. Some people will point to verses like Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Sounds profound, right? But let's pause. If God knew you before you were even formed, does that mean you existed before conception? Was God just hanging out with a bunch of pre-babies, waiting for the right moment? Sounds less like biology and more like metaphysics with a side of cosmic daycare. Then there's Exodus 21 verses 22 to 25, which is actually one of the few verses that sort of touches on this topic. If two men are fighting and accidentally cause a pregnant woman to miscarry, the punishment is a fine, not the death penalty. Which, in biblical terms, implies that the fetus isn't treated the same as a full-fledged person. So, does life begin at conception? Or maybe sometime after God's done knitting? Who knows, maybe God was unionized and took breaks between projects. Here's the deal, the Bible was written thousands of years ago, back when people thought thunder was God bowling. The writers probably didn't think to include an abortion clause because they were too busy trying to figure out if shellfish were evil. Plus, let's not forget, these were the same people who thought putting blood on your door would stop a plague. So, maybe let's not take gynecological advice from them? So, what does the Bible really say about abortion? Not much. But what it does say a lot about is loving your neighbor, helping the poor, and not judging people, stuff we could focus on instead of arguing over everyone's uterus. I know this is some heavy material, but we're just busting balls. So long as you don't blow up any buildings because God told you to, or enact laws based on faith, I've got no beef with you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos about the ridiculous and unbelievable. Now, beat it so I can get back to binging on Vanderpump Rules. Yup. Sandoval is such an asshole.